Hello, my name is Zach Rye with Old Man Gaming and Wizard's Respite, and I'm doing something a little bit more nerdy today, a little bit in the vein of the role-playing games, the TTRPGs, and I want a real quick disclaimer before I even get started, okay? The only reason I'm doing this idea came to me via another YouTuber doing an episode. That YouTuber is William Houen. Houen spelled Hououin. Go check him out. Great website. He's got awesome stuff. And I don't want it to look like I'm stealing stuff in any way. I asked him for his permission ahead of time if I could do this. But he had done one episode to see if there was interest for him to do this and kind of stream it. So, yeah. For me, I want to do this with my own kind of set of rules, my own set of kind of stuff. So I'm going to differentiate myself a little bit. I'm going to do this as a show, so you guys will be able to just watch this as a show. It's not going to be a stream. I would love comments below. I will always read comments and kind of keep up with you guys should you watch me do it. And I love hearing from you guys. So right now, normally there would be a portion of the show if I got comments that I just read them out and talk to you guys about it, but obviously that didn't happen. So, because it's the first episode, so we're going to get into it. Now, here's the rules that I want to do, okay? I want to do this kind of like a roguelite in a way, but there's like 29 books here, so I don't want to keep going back constantly. Sorry about the notification sound effect. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to start... Oh, God, I haven't even explained what this is. This is Lone Wolf. This is game books. They are game books that exist. I actually have one of them up here. I'll show you guys. They're kind of like choose your own adventures, but a step further. They have like role-playing elements to them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through these books. You guys are going to get to hear me read. And then I'm going to play the game. It's all digital now. They've put it all up on a website that's free to use, so I'm going to be using that, as you can see right now. I'm also going to put my face in it, so you guys can see my reactions to stuff like that, maybe make it a little bit more personable. But the extra stuff that I want to do is, there's a lot of books here. I don't want to be constantly going back to the very beginning. So here's how we're going to do things. First of all, I'm going to use a D&D 5e character generator that I found online to generate a background. Then I'm going to kind of try and make my choices based on that character's background. So, like, it's his background before he became a lone wolf person. And we'll get into all the lone wolf stuff when we get into it. But once I have that character, I'm going to say every 6 pages, I'm going to save it. If I die, I have to go back 6 pages. And if I die 3 times before getting to 6 choices or whatever, then I have to restart with a whole new character that I randomly generate at the very beginning of the book. I'm not going all the way back to the first book, so if I get through a book, I'm past that book. I don't have to go back to that book. So those are the opening rules for this show that I haven't even named. It's probably going to be something like Old Man Lone Wolf or Lone Old Man Wolf or Old Man Wolf or something like that. So I have my tea here, ready to do a little reading. Hopefully you guys are kind of interested in this premise. But this first episode, probably, because I want to make these like half-hour episodes, is probably just going to be like character creation, character background generation, the stuff you might not want to hear or know about. So if you want to skip to the next episode or wait for the next episode to come out, because it'll be a weekly show. So we're going to jump over to this D&D 5 edition character generator. You can find it. It's tetracube.com. You can find it online. It's very easy to find. And all I'm focusing on is right here, the background. So I'm going to hit generate. Let's see. Sage. Read every book in the world's greatest libraries, or I like to boast that I have. Ideal is beauty. What is beautiful points us beyond itself toward what is true. Bond, I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands. I'm going to skip that one. Flaw, unlocking an ancient mystery is worth the price of a civilization. Okay, specialty professor, became a sage because I was impressed by a wizard who told me I was squandering my talents and should seek out an education to take advantage of my gifts. So, our opening character, and I'm going to give names. There's never a name in the Lone Wolf books because they want you to kind of put whatever you want there. So I'm going to give names to my characters. Let's go with Claude von Helgen. I like that. And I am going to really quickly just take a picture of this with my phone so that if I ever need to refer back to it, I have it. Okay, so Claude von Helgen is my first character. So he's a sage. He likes reading books. He's all about beauty. He is willing to give up civilizations for knowledge. He's all about the quest for knowledge. And that's probably what led him to the Lone Wolf Monastery and all that in the first place. So with that out of the way, keep that in mind. I am going to be trying to play Claude von Helgen through this entire story. Okay, so what this character is what I'm going to be trying to kind of make my choices based on. So we're going to start a new game here. Flight from the Dark, our first book, obviously. I agree. All right, here we go. Here's some reading. I got some tea, so let's get into this. Well, we're going to get the story so far here before the characters. Oh, man, I wish I hadn't told you to skip ahead to the next episode, huh? All right, so maybe I'll edit this part into the next part of the next episode as well. So, all right, the story so far. In the northern land of Summerland, it has been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warrior lords to the monastery of Kai. There they are taught the skills and disciplines of their noble fathers. I think in this case, in Claude's case, he is a knowledgeable person. He's somebody who's got this quest for knowledge, so he's sent there to gain that. Maybe even his father didn't like the level of knowledge that he was obsessed with, would have rather him been a warrior, so he sent him there to kind of get warrior training, to kind of get him on the right path, get out of that book learning and back to the ways of the sword. The Kai monks are masters of their art, and their children in charge love and respect them in spite of the hardships of their training. For one day, when they have finally learnt the secret skills of the Kai, they will return to their homes, equipped in mind and body to defend themselves against... That was weird. My phone just lit up for absolutely no reason. Oh, I have a stopwatch going. I am failing at this show. Bear with me, guys. First episode show. Finally learned the secret skills of the Kai, they will return to their homes equipped with the mind and body to defend themselves against the constant threat of war from the Dark Lords of the West. In olden times, during the age of the Black Moon, the Dark Lords waged war on Summerland. The conflict was long and bitter trial of strength that ended in victory for Summerlanding at the great battle of Mackengorge. King Ulnar and his allies of Durinor broke the Darkland armies at the pass of Moitura and forced them back into the bottomless abyss of Mackengorge. Vashna, mightiest of the Dark Lords, was slain upon the sword of King Ulnar, called Summersword, the Sword of the Sun. Since that age, the Dark Lords have vowed vengeance upon Summerland and the House of Ulnar. Now it is the morning of the Feast of Fenmarn, when all the Kai Lords are present at the monastery for the celebrations. Suddenly, a great black cloud comes from out of the western skies, so many are the numbers of the black-winged beasts that fill the sky that the sun is completely hidden. The Dark Lords, ancient enemy of the Summerlanding, are attacking. War has begun. On this fateful morning, you, Silent Wolf, or Claude von Helgen, the name given to you by the Kai, have been sent to collect firewood in the forest as punishment for your inattention in class. As you are preparing to return, you see to your horror a vast cloud of black leathery creatures swoop down and engulf the monastery. Dropping the wood, you race to the battle that has already begun, but in unnatural dark, you stumble and strike your head on a low tree branch. As you lose consciousness, the last thing that you see is the walls of the monastery crashing to the ground. Many hours pass before you wake. The tears in your eyes now the tears in your eyes, you now survey the scene of destruction, raising your face to the clear sky. You swear vengeance on the Dark Lords for the massacre of the Kai warriors. And with a sudden flash of realization, you know what you must do. You must set off on a perilous journey to the capital city to warn the king of the terrible threat that now faces the people. For you are now the last of the Kai. You are the lone wolf. Claude Helgen. Okay. So now I think we got to make character. Yes, the game rules. We don't have to read all the game rules. Basically, the website does most of this for you, but there would have been random rolls and stuff like that for combat. So like I said, most of this stuff is going to be done for the game, so we're just going to make a character. All right, so choose a number on the number table to determine your combat skill. Choose a number on the number table to determine your endurance points. Okay, so let's choose a random number. Oh. Is there a reason it's not just rolling it for me? I am very confused. Hold on a second. Do we have to set something different? Settings. Let's change this real quick. Oh, there we go. I got that on manual. We'll just go computer generated. Be done with it. All right, so back. All right, so 9. My combat skill is 19. Holy lordy. And then endurance points is 0. Oh, my endurance points are 20. I think those are both good. Kai disciplines. Okay, so these are the Kai disciplines. How many do I get to pick? 5 of the skills below. So there's camouflage, which is, hiding, sneaking, that sort of thing. Hunting, which is awesome. You don't need to get a meal when instructed to eat, because sometimes in the book will be like, you have to eat here, or you lose hit points or whatever. Sixth Sense, which is pretty good. It's like an awareness. Tracking, which is like tracking the like targets and people and whatnot. There's healing, which allows you to... What is this? If you choose this skill, right, healing, +1 endurance point for each section without combat. That's a pretty sweet one. Not going to lie. Then we've got weapon skill, if he wants a weapon. We've got mind shield, mind blast. Mind shield protects your mind from like evil attacks. Mind blast allows you to attack people with your mind. It's kind of like telekinetic powers. Kind of the closest thing to magic at this point, I think. Animal kinship, talk to animals. Mind over matter. Again, another magical thing where you pick stuff up with your mind. So this guy is an intellectual. I don't see him being a super big combat-oriented character. I'm trying to play the character. So what we're going to do is we're definitely going to take Sixth Sense. We're going to take healing, without a doubt. I want to take hunting, but I just don't think this guy's a hunter. So we can choose Mind Shield. We can choose Mind Blast. Tough. To combat skill points on your action chart. Mind over matter. I think we're going to go with Mind Shield. I think he protects his mind at all costs. I think we're going to go mind over matter, because I think he moves stuff with his mind. I think he's kind of had a weapon skill shoved down his throat. I could go with camouflage. I think he's had a weapon skill crammed down his throat because of the Kai thing. I think that's kind of his backstory. So we're going to pick a weapon skill. Random number table 8. Quarterstaff. That makes sense for him, right? So quarterstaff. All right, let's hope I get a quarterstaff right off the bat. So now we move forward to equipment. All right, you are dressed in a green tunic. Kai initiative. Oh, I got a meal. I got a map. You possess is an axe. All you possess is an axe under your weapons in your action chart. A backpack containing 1 meal. Hanging from your waist is a leather pouch containing gold crowns. To find out how many, pick a random number table. Let's pick it. 9. I got 9 gold crowns. This number equals the number of gold crowns you possess at the start of your adventure. You discover amongst the smoking ruins a monastery map of Sutherland. Place the map in your safety. You also find one of the following. I didn't take hunting, so I might need those meals. But at the same time, I'd kind of like to have his quarterstaff, like an actual weapon he can fight with. This is tough. This is tough because I only get one. You know what? I'm gonna try and role play it. I think it'd be very easy for him to find a quarterstaff. Maybe he even had it with him. I don't think he would necessarily just have 2 meals with him. So I think we're gonna go with the quarterstaff. I think that's the realistic choice. Or do I have to? Oh, do I have to randomly pick? You also find one of the following. It's a random number generation. Okay. Chainmail waistcoat. Sweet, 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 sweet. None of the things I wanted to get. Got it. Alright, so there it is. Got my stuff. How much you can carry. Maximum number of weapons you can carry is 2. I only have 1. Backpack items. Okay, special items, gold crowns, food, weapons, special. Got it. Rules for combat. Doesn't even matter. Basically, wait, I actually want to see, is my combat, dice equals your current combat, so total combat skill of your, subtract the combat skill of your enemy from this total. The result is your combat ratio. So, it's better to have a high. Okay, all right. So I think this dude is just a natural. So we're adding to the backstory. He prefers to be an intellectual. He likes to read. He wants to like be into books and stuff. His dad sees a natural talent in the fighting with him. Sends him to the Kai organization. They see the same natural fighting talent. So they start training him in the ways of the war, and he's just naturally good at it, even though he hates it. So I think there we are. All right. I think we can go now, right? Levels of Kai training. Not gonna worry about it. We're at level 1. Kai wisdom. Great. And we begin. We're only at 16 minutes, so I'm just gonna do the first. I'm gonna keep going. This is all gonna be one episode. I know. We're playing it by ear. We're all over the place, guys. We're all over the place. You're gonna see the special sauce for a second. Just want to make sure everything's still recording. It is. Great. So let's get into this bad boy. You must make haste, for you sense it is not safe to linger by the smoking remains of the ruined monastery. The black-winged beast could return at any moment. You must set out for Summerland and capital of Homeguard and tell the king the terrible news of the massacre, that the whole elite of Kai warriors, save yourself, has been slaughtered. Without the Kai lords to lead your armies, Summerland will be at the mercy of the ancient enemy, the Dark Lords. Fighting back tears, you bid farewell to your dead kinsman. He probably wouldn't be that upset. He's kind of a sociopath so far. Silently you promise that their deaths will be avenged. You turn away from the ruins and carefully descend the steep track. Okay, so before I make a first choice, one more time going over the rules. Every 6 that I go through, and I'll keep a little tally here in front of me, my little dicey dice. Every 6 I go through, I get to save. Okay, we might change that later depending on how easy or hard it is. If I die, I have to go back to the last save. If I die, should it be 2? Should I make it more severe? Like, should it be 2 or 3? For the first book, it's going to be 3. I might ramp up the severeness for a later book. If I die 3 times without getting to 6, the character is dead, and I have to start a whole new character with the random character generator. Okay? And I have to try and do things as Claude Van Helgen. So if I am not role-playing it correct, let me know in the comments below. So let's do this. Let's save to start here, right? I'm so afraid this is... let's do this. Save 1, and then we'll do his initial. If I could spell, that would be helpful. And his initials are CHV. Save game. Great. All right, so we've saved that. Let's get back into this thing, right? All right. At the foot of the hill, the path splits in 2 directions, both leading to a large wood. Now, so real quick, how do I access my stuff? Do I have to go to settings for that? I want to make sure I get all this right. Action chart. Oh, it's the action chart. Okay. So that will tell me what I have. Wait, I thought I... Oh, there's 5 there. Great. Okay, sweet. Annotations. Got it. Great. That makes life so much easier. How do I click back to the... Oh, okay. All right. So we're definitely going to use Sixth Sense here, right? Okay, your Sixth Sense has warned you of some of the creatures that attacked the monastery are searching the 2 paths for any survivors of their raid. But you can avoid both tracks by making your way through the undergrowth of the woods. If you wish to head south, or if you wish to cut through the heavier foliage to the northeast. Oof. And that was round 2. Let's head south, I guess. Page 56. So that's 3. That's a quick one. I might have to turn up the amount. You hear the scream of a large winged beast above the trees. It's a crane, a deadly servant of the Dark Lords. Quickly, you hide beneath the thick fronds or fern until the horrible shrieks have passed away. Yay! Good me. 4. Might have to turn that difficulty up a little bit. As you discover a forest path that divides at the point, you join it. As you go on, you discover a forest path that divides at the point, you join it. If you wish to use... I don't have tracking, so I have to either do South Fork or the East Fork. Let's go east. Well, hold on. Where's the map? So where the heck are we? We started at the Kai Monastery, right? Kai Monastery. So this is Home Guard. That's where we're trying to get. So either east or south. Let's go east. Let's go east. I think east makes the most sense. So east. In the center of the small clearing, you see a group of humans talking excitedly and gesturing wildly with their hands. There are 2 children, 3 men, and a woman. Their belongings are wrapped in bundles, which they carry slung over their shoulders. Their clothes look well made and expensive, but they are dirty and torn. I mean, what would Claude do here? I feel like Claude would talk to them and see if he can't get them to help him warn the people. I think that's what he would do, play-wise. So let's go ahead and turn to 155. And that gets us to 6, right? So we'll be able to save on this one. Which might not be good. But we'll save. Save the game. Alright, so right here again. So we are save. Man, can I just not type today or what? Oh my god. Save to C V H. Save. Alright. Back to Fight with the Dark. As you approach the group of people, stop talking. You can see their expressions, that they recognize your green Kai cloak. Slowly, one of the men extends his hand in friendship and says, "My lord, we had heard a rumor that the Kai were destroyed. Heaven be praised that that is not so. We feared all was lost. You do not tell them of the destruction of the monastery, for they are refugees from Turan and have lost everything they owned. Their only hope now is that the Kai Lords will lead an army to victory. You learn that the northern port was attacked from both air and sea, and that the forces of the Dark Lords far outnumbered the king's brave garrison. You reassure them that Summerland will not fall, and wish them luck on your journey ahead." Yay! So everything was okay. So moving to 70, you have reached a small bridge. A track follows the stream towards the east. A much narrower path disappears into thick forest towards the south. Yeah, we're going to use Sixth Sense. Of course we are. Your Sixth Sense warns there is a fierce battle raging to the south. Your Common Sense tells you that the south is also the quickest route to the capital. Turn to 70 and choose your route. So I have to go back to 70. So we're not going to count that. We're not going to count 6 sense uses. So we're still on 1. So I need to either go south through the battle or go east. He's kind of a bookish worm dude. He doesn't like fighting. As we rolled up, he wouldn't want to get in the battle regardless of who that cost. So he's going to go east. After a few 100 yards, the path joins another one running to the north and south. Now we got to go south because northwards would be away from home. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. I don't think I have a backpack meal. After a few minutes of walking, you find a mossy hut set back from the path. You are hungry and must eat a meal here or lose 3 endurance points. As you eat, you notice the path starts to curve towards the east, or don't eat, depending. Do I have a meal? It said it's got me checked. I want to see. Oh, I do have 1 meal. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I started with a meal. Yeah, okay, eat. You drop a meal, bit. All right, so you wish to follow turn 42. We're gonna keep going. So we're gonna go to 42. You follow the track for nearly an hour when you come to a crossroads. I can continue east, turn 86. I can head north. I can venture south or go west. We want to go south because we want trying to get to Summerlin. So let's go south. The forest begins to thin out until finally you can make out a road through the trees ahead. The highway is full of people heading south. Many are wheeling their possessions along their handcarts. If you wish to join the refugees and perhaps learn more about what happened to the north, turn to 30. If you would prefer to continue to move south but under the cover of trees, I think he would stay away from people. We know what happened to the north. The port was attacked. We already found that out from the first refugees. He's already got that knowledge. He would rather avoid people. So we're going to do 167. And that's 6. We can save again. Settings, save game. Save game. Save 3. C. H. B. Save game. All right, back to it. You have been traveling for about a mile when you notice 2 legs sticking out from behind a large boulder. If you possess we got 6 cents. Let's do it. Your skill enables you to recognize the boots and leggings of a king's soldier. You can sense that the man is wounded and in need of help. If you wish to aid him, turn to 88. If you would rather leave, I think we'd aid at this point. I know he's kind of a intellectual sociopath, but I think at this point, with somebody right in front of him and the king's men who might be able to help him get back to the city, he would probably help, if only in hopes of getting out from under responsibility. Ooh. You cautiously peer around the rock to see a soldier lying on his back. By his side is a spear and shield. On the shield is a painting of a white Pegasus, the Prince of Sutherland's emblem. He is one of the prince's soldiers, and he is only just cautious. His uniform is badly torn, and you can see that he has a deep wound on his left arm. As you move near, his eyes flicker open. "Heal me, my lord," he begs. "I can barely feel my arm." All right. Available objects. Spear. So I could just take a spear from the guy? my spear's down. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm not going to take the spear because you can only have 2 weapons. I'm waiting for that quarterstaff. So, and this is 2. So, if you possess and wish to use the Kai discipline of healing on this man, which I do have, he is a healer. So we're going to heal him. Turn to 216. I'm not going to count this as a flick because it's a use of an ability kind of page. Placing one hand on his forehead and the other on his wounded arm, you feel the warmth of your healing powers leave your body and give strength to the injured man. He tells you his name is Drimus, and he is a soldier of the prince's in Prince Pelithar's army. The prince and his troop are engaged in battle to the south. They're still to the south. I didn't pass that by. Where a large force of Dark Lord creatures are attacking the bridge of Elma. During the fight, he had been snatched into the air by a crayon and dropped into the forest. You make the soldier as comfortable as possible before continuing your mission. So just leave him? It's weird. So the Bridge Elmer, I'm going to guess is right there. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get around going through this battle if that's where the battle is, which is unfortunate. You have not gone far when you hear the sound of a battle to the west. So I have kind of bypassed it. Sweet. If you wish to follow the sound, no. If you would rather continue south, we're going to continue south. We got a mission. In the distance, you can hear the horses galloping near. You crouch behind a tree and wait as the riders come closer. They are the cavalry of the King's Guard, wearing the white uniforms of His Majesty's army. If you wish to call to them. If you wish to let them pass and continue on their way through the forest. What would I call... Why? Like, I am supposed to be letting them know, but they're obviously going to fight, you know, in wars. I don't know what he'd do. I think he'd call to them, honestly. Honestly, I think he'd call to them. The officer orders his men to halt and asks you your business. You tell them who you are and how the monastery has been destroyed. He is deeply saddened to hear your news. He offers you a horse and asks to accompany you to Prince Pelithar, the king's son. Fuck yeah, that's where I'm supposed to go, right? Like, we made it. We made it. We did it. We're at the end. I don't feel like that's the way it's going to be. I don't feel like that's the way it's going to be. Should I end here? We're at 30 minutes. I think this is a great place to end the first episode. Hopefully I'm not about to actually get to the finale. So come back next week. Let me know in the comments what you think, whether I'm doing this right, whether you're enjoying it, what you like or hate about this thing. I don't know if I'm going to have music or not. We'll see. We'll see what happens, because I don't have any really good like fantasy music. So, but just tell me. This is really fun for me. I'm enjoying it, so hopefully you're enjoying it. And we'll see if I can't survive. The other thing I'd love to hear feedback on is the rules that I've laid out for myself. The 6 and save and the 3 times death. Right now, it doesn't seem severe enough. I feel like if I made it more severe, I'd just get immediately murdered, so I don't know. But come back next week for Claude Van Helgen Part 2, and we'll see if we can't get through Flight with the Dark. And you can reach us on Facebook at OldManGamingDH, on X at OldManGaming9. You can check us out on Blue Sky as well at Axiom Games LLC /OldManGaming. And then this is done specifically for WizardsRespite.com, which has all things TTRPG, merchandise, as well as awesome articles and stuff. So check that out there. And as long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them. See you guys next time.